Good afternoon, everyone. In compliance with Public Law 24-109, Guam Ancestral Lands Commission published a public meeting announcement for Wednesday, July 20, 2011 in the Guam Pacific Daily News issues of Tuesday, July 12, 2011, Wednesday, July 13, 2011, and Friday, July 15, 2011. Attached are the photocopies of the published Guam Ancestral Land Commission meeting notices. If you care to take a look, it's right here. Thank you. So we'll go ahead and roll call. Executive Director.
Go. Chairwoman Anita Lino.
Stiga.
Vice Chair Ronald Lagodne. Secretary Treasurer Maria Cruz.
Estiga.
Commissioner James Matanani. Commissioner Lydia Tyner. Commissioner Rano Eclavier. Commissioner Anthony Ada. We have a quorum, Madam Chair. But before we proceed, I'd like to recognize our legal counsel Bill Bishop and Mr. Diego Mendola from Gita, and of course our regular audience supporters.
Need at tutuhan di panogi sa mo?
Adi po panta.
Gita moru purita noja kanjai matuna nyagi toru ilukan Arai onga Arai gloria Abida Yusuf Arai onga Arai gloria Abida Yusuf Victory Temple Vipas Paragita Zangini Langit Nagandishon Kontra Giligu Nathan Safuhan Zeus Preteri Island One Kontra Giligu Nathan Safuhan Zeus Preteri Island One in your first seat.
Imastaculum in Soku, Imastaculum in Personu, dan Imastigo dan Iasinam. O ofereci mais zo para Tehi, za Defendi, e Hinengi, e Cultura, e Linguagem, e Ai, e Hanu, Zanitano Samora. Ni Chaco, ni Research, Retro Guinness, Azul Starter, STU Atifna, e Hilo, e Biblia, Zan, e Bandera, e Bandera,
Viva! Viva!
Viva tomorrow. Viva Guam.
Okay, so we just go right into our new business, and we start out with the AG's report. Bill?
A couple of things that what today the Lujan's office did send us a bill back on June 27th. The rent past rent to $13,056.40. I did it back that bill. So the bill got it. The case that we're doing the Torres case, there's a motion that they filed for what's called sanctions, saying that we filed the case without really even know what we're talking about, because they said that the commissioners basically acknowledged in the depositions that they were aware of what the language was that was in the deed, and so I filed this response. It basically says that what the lawyers put in the deed was just what they told me they were going to put in the deed at that meeting when they said they understood the decision and they were going to take it to probate court, etc. And but what, as I understand, what you guys thought that when they said that, and when they put that language into the deed, that included that They have to have a court, take it to a court and have a court review the evidence and see whether they're entitled to the land.
That's right.
But you guys, as I understand, didn't quite recognize that they could, in a slippery sort of way, take that to the court and say, oh, all the commission means by this is they want you to approve that the state can get the land so long as they give up a claim to land north of the south from the guys in the boundary line. They represented to the court that was all that the condition paragraph meant, is that they get the land so long as they give up a claim to land north of the south from the guy in the boundary line. They didn't, of course, go on and tell the court that the condition that the commission articulated at the hearing was that you have to go to a court to have a court review your evidence and see if you're entitled to the land in the first place. So, anyway,
Why else are we still trying to pursue it if that's not?
So anyway,
if that was this contrary with this.
You have some time to look it over. But so they're getting kind of desperate. Just to get us all sanctioned. And they want us to pay $1.2 million to them.
No.
So that takes all the money and the...
No.
As I put in my brief, that's the kind of thing that a lawyer like me can laugh at.
Right.
People aren't lawyers.
Another form of intimidation. Another form of intimidation.
I hope the judge will recognize that too and say it's time to get this case over because he was filing stuff now just trying to intimidate you guys. I'm just going to laugh at it. But of course you guys are used to this kind of thing. Like it.
Remember when you bought this really thick, when one of the evidence that it was really thick.
expect us to
Right before the
decide.
meeting.
Okay, that's about my report.
Okay. So, let me go ahead and we look this over. Anything to discuss?
So what's the next step on this one?
Did you fax that, Colin? Okay, the commercial one. No one way. Okay, that's...
We'll continue? Okay.
The question, Alice.
Okay.
So what's
Go ahead.
the next step now?
In that case, the judge is off hour right now, but we asked him at the last hearing to set a hearing date for my, it's called a motion for summary judgment, to say that, we showed him all the transcripts, all the documents that were filed, and for him to decide that the case is over and that the money should go to the commission. If he doesn't grant that, then he'll probably say there has to be a trial. And I suppose at a trial, the only thing that will take place is each of the commissioners will again be just like at a deposition.
Yeah, the deposition.
Be in a courtroom and be asked, the questions, But I really don't think there's much need for, hope the judge agrees with me, because I don't think it matters too much what anybody says now. I think, and I hope the judge will agree with me, the only thing that really matters is what the commission said at that September 20th, 2006 hearing, when Mr. Chavez made that motion, and the lawyer said they understood it. And because in a case like this, usually the question is, guys, in a lot of cases, is, he said, she said, what did he really say, what did she really say? And in this case, that's not really much of an issue because we have the transcript of exactly what was said at the
What
hearing.
was said during the...
So it's always in my position that all these depositions they're doing really don't amount to anything.
We shouldn't even be...
Because all that really counts is what was said at that hearing. But that's my position. I'm hoping the judge will eventually agree with that because I just don't see what the point is really of having a trial and having them each testify again.
Right.
At a trial, but it's up to the judge to decide.
Okay.
Bill, on page 5 of the transcript,
Page 5.
Page 5, at the bottom, line 21,
Line 21.
where Mr. Charper says that this distinguished the Duarte claim. You see, the issue behind that is that supposedly Duarte was in the process of selling this property to J.M. Torres. And does that have any he wasn't saying to extinguish the Torres claim north of the land, but he just mentioned the Duarte claim. And then some additional information I learned quite some time back that Duarte's granddaughter stays on the island. I learned this from the university.
I think what Mr. Chavez meant to say was extinguishes the Torres. Of course, it all relates back to Duarte.
Yes.
Property.
Supposedly, Jan Torres and Duarte were making for.
So that's well documented. There was they had a what's called it was a condition, a deed of contract, which is sort of ambiguous because a deed usually signifies the final document, whereas a contract means a contract to do a final document. So it's a deed of contract, which is sort of an odd thing to call it. But in that deed of contract, what it spelled out was that Mr. Torres was going to pay $4,000 to Mr. Duarte for the land, and paid him $2,000. $2,000 to be paid as a balance
at the end of the year.
But of course, in the meantime, all of Duarte's land was seized by the government for on his criminal case.
Right.
Now, as I understand it, from what I got from reading the papers too about the sale that was done, is that the land was valued at about $8,000 for the sale.
Right.
Which makes me suspect that maybe Duarte even knew something was happening. Maybe if he was selling the land for only half of its value to Mr. Torres. I wonder if Mr. Torres knew about that too, because why would you have to say to yourself, why is he selling this land for only half of its value?
Right.
There's no way to find out for sure about that. Who went back then between Mr. Duarte.
We can only speculate that that's the reason.
So I mean, and the Torres they got a sort of a grant of grievance, but the point is, if the legislature wanted to change the law and say that we want to respect their gripe from back in 1914,
reopen the case.
That would be fine.
Because twice it was brought up to court twice.
Was that in the Duarte case?
Right.
Yeah. Oh, a few times we went back up and down. It wasn't just it was. Well, I don't know who the judges were there. There were Chamorro, like it was McDonald, Camacho,
Forsyth,
yeah.
Forsyth was a high judge.
I'm not sure if those judges were already half Chamorro at that time, or if they were all Spanish, or who they were at that time. I mean, anybody now in Forsyth, McDonald, or Camacho.
Page 6 also. It's right here. Yeah. From line.
Of those images, or what? I don't know.
Page 6?
Yeah.
Where?
Line 5.
Okay, line 5.
Just read it to line 12.
Anyhow,
13.
what this case is about, they didn't do what the commission told them to do.
Right.
Right there from line 8, where Mr. Charfer said, my motion is not asking for permission. I'm making this motion, and this motion is to extinguish this claim, and basically it's up to the courts. And if the courts see fit that this motion is inappropriate, then the courts can rule against that. And if the court sees fit that this claim is invalid, the property will come back to the inventory of the Ancestral Lands Commission.
He says, do you understand exactly what this motion is? And they say, yes, we do. And they kind of spell out how they're going to phrase it, how they're going to do it. And they're doing that word probate court. Of course, they're lawyers. I'm a lawyer. I would recognize right away that they're scamming you when they're doing that word probate court. I don't think the commission was that quick. They're not lawyers. They don't recognize
we were so
the probate court is such limited jurisdiction. And they couldn't do the things you were actually telling the lawyers to do.
And I do remember, and it was brought up in the deposition, that I was really concerned on this transaction, and then they said, oh yeah, they did go to court, and they, because I was out for a while, I have not been going into, I was working for a psychiatrist who had a big problem, so a lot of times I would not attend the meeting. So when I heard that it did go through, so wow, okay.
I think that the lawyers are telling the Tories that either me or the commission is against them. That's not true. It's just what the lawyers do. I don't feel one way or the other about the Tories. We have to hand it up, and the legislature want to give it to them. It'll be up to the legislature. But I don't like the lawyers scamming, doing the scamming.
So this is a clear evidence of our our condition approval, and it's supposed to go to, show evidence that it should go to them.
What I keep on
So we should
doing,
have gone further.
what I keep on doing, the things that I found, I keep on just
We're going
using
back to the initial,
the transcript of the hearing.
That's it.
They're trying to make all kinds of far-fetched arguments. I keep on trying to bring it right back.
Go back to the
Home and say,
initial.
look at the transcript.
Yeah.
And that's what this case is about.
Yeah. Don't go any further than that. We don't need to go further than that.
Well, if you have time to read this, you can see the things that they told the probate court.
Yeah.
The Rosado told the probate court that the commission said, please, will you accept this
Misleading.
conditional leave?
Right.
Yeah. So it's a misleading.
And on our April 15th meeting down at the Magana Mayor's office, I asked him to clarify who in our commission said that, and he couldn't say who it was. So he's just telling the judge that that's what we said. Nobody said it.
She wasn't there. I was acting. Oh, yeah.
I was alright.
Remember the one that kept spilling the coffee, the drinks?
Your voice was pretty low.
I was so...
Her voice?
Yeah, because
Her voice.
She was so
she's getting a divorce that day.
She was so confused at that time.
Oh, okay.
because
That was her
last
first
minute.
time.
Oh.
It was, I was acting before, but you prepare for these things, just you're acting today. And then the meeting was 2 hours only with a long agenda. Well, how are we going to accomplish this in a short period of time? And let's be real about this.
And that happened at the mayor's
And I told everybody to cut it short. Because it's not effective. Of course, it's not.
Because I think
I told them to cut it.
Anything else?
No, it's just something to read it.
Or input? Thank you.
So this is good, Bill. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm doing my best. I hope the judge thinks it's good.
So right now it's the motion for summary and the judgment. So the judge to decide, right?
Well, he hasn't even set it for a hearing yet. Then the other side hasn't even filed their opposition to it. But
He has to do a motion for summary.
well, motion for summary judgment. I've already filed something like this.
Okay.
Where I laid everything out. And I said, Judge, you should, based upon this, you should grant our request that the money,
Reverts to.
I'm saying summary judgment means I'm trying to convince the judge he can decide the case without having a trial because we already have all the evidence.
That's what motion for summary judgment
Yeah,
is.
it means that you think you should be able
Just
to
to
the case
decide without
without a trial.
a trial.
Because your point is that all the facts are already here and stuff that we're going to have a trial about. But so we'll see.
The answer did. It's different from what the hearing so on.
Yeah, I mean, they put the language that they put in the deed was just about exactly what they said to the commission at the hearing when they told Mr. Travis. And they said, well, we understand it. And they said, this is what we'll do. And they said these words. And they put pretty much those same words into the deed. It was the same words. But the thing is that they're just really tricky. And they're lawyers and you guys are not lawyers. And they knew that those words they were saying didn't really reflect.
They're not using a lay term, words. They're using very their caliber, not with just a lay. So that's the reason why they think that they could get away with it, right?
Because it was pretty clear what the commission told them to do, and they said they understood it. And they said, "This is what we're doing." You guys, I think, rightfully at that point, left it in their hands. You put those exact words that they said to you and me. They did put those words into the deed. But then he went to the probate court and said, "Well, just what this means is."
How sad, How is very, very sad that things are being anyway.
Well, they got this. Their story is that the Tories were unjustly badly treated by the naval government back in 1914, and maybe they were. I mean, I don't
were
think
all
so,
badly
but,
treated.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. But that's the law. that we're implementing here in this commission
Who's
has
to
to
know
do with,
that-
has to do with lands
know
that
what
were
you're
taken
doing?
after 1930. Not with lands that you were unhappy about the way the government ruled back in 1914. And but really what they should have done when the commission, when Travis, when Mark Travis, when the commission said, take this to a court, they should have at that point said, okay, well then you're actually denying our claim.
Right. Another way, and then, okay.
And then what they should have done is acknowledge that their claim was being denied.
Uh-huh.
And then the proper recourse would be for them to take their evidence to a court
Right.
and have a judge review it and
That
decide.
is
Of course,
the
I think they knew that they took their evidence to a judge. Judge would say, well, this is 1914. Your ancestral land loss is 1930.
1930 and later. Yes.
What can we do for you? And I think they were trying to avoid having a judge actually take a close look at their evidence and match it up against the Ancestral Lands Commission law, because like me,
It's the same,
since 1914, the loss is 1930.
Right.
It's the same thing though, what you're saying the other way, said that we did it, but it's the same process where go to court, and if they say it belongs to you, then
Yeah, I mean,
it's the same thing.
if the judge, I think a judge would have had to look at the law and say, well, I'm sorry, you just can't get it under the Ancestral Lands Commission. This is something that happened back in 1914. And it wasn't a condemnation. It wasn't it's not the kind of thing that this commission was set up for, which was the post-World War II condemnations, basically.
Right.
It's just something happened in a court case back in 1914.
When you dropped on him.
Everybody's happy unhappy when they lose a court case, no matter what you do.
I got the paperwork for this guy.
And they're expecting us to read it right there in that one day.
Oh, look at him one day, right there and then.
And they got a lot of land already. I couldn't get my office interested in doing much more about the rest of it.
Yeah, but our former commissioner was very knowledgeable about this.
Mark?
There,
Yeah, I get the sense that people are
So sorry about that, because I'm not. That's why we have to review those, but we didn't.
So the Tories has actually got a lot of land based upon this 1914 claim. They got
Yes.
a lot of them. Like 20 or 30 or 40 million dollars worth of land that they got. The only basis that we bring in this case on that I saw that this case should be on was because of the fact that they deceived you guys. Because in this hearing you finally said, no, wait a minute, we take this to a court.
Get back all the property that we gave up.
Well, actually, I kind of thought that my office should be pursuing that, but the office just wasn't that interested in it.
Really?
Yeah, so
Welcome.
do what I can do.
Based on that information, to pursue getting every property back that we gave to them.
That's all the property along the
Because if one is all together the same,
And so we just
that would
wait
be
for
my
that, huh?
strong suggestion. Try and get all those properties back.
And I think for the judge to decide.
Because when you win this case, then it opens up a question. Hey, we lost this case, it's all the same property. So it's something to really think about.
And it's still Judge Borges. It's still the same judge?
Yeah.
It is familiar, very familiar with that.
Well, the mere fact that he's got that restraining order on the 13.7 million dollars.
Can't touch it.
Yeah, that indicates that he's leaning strongly in our favor. It's pretty hard to get a judge to freeze assets like that. And in fact, the criteria is he has to make a decision that we're likely to win. He's looking at it, that we're likely to win.
Because he'd have to find that with this as he moves forward in this decision, he would have to basically overturn Judge Portisak's ruling back in 1915.
No. We'll have to make a ruling that this land, the Tories' right was from back in 1914, so it's just not the gripe that can be addressed by the Ancestral Lands Commission. I think that's the plan, probably, yes,
Just that part, yeah. And then they can turn around and try to overturn Forest X ruling.
No.
They cannot.
No. I mean,
That decision stands.
otherwise, there'd be any finality to anything when you go to court. If you go back, so many
They call it the second bite of the apple, right?
Yeah, in fact, in most cases, within 30 days, you have to at least let this appellate court know that you have to appeal your case.
Yeah.
If you don't even at least let them know in that first 30 days that this case is over, that's move on from there.
Okay. You have any?
No, on this first thing that Bill brought up, the 13,056.40, Joey just told me that this is a Department of Administration task, right? So we don't have to do anything about it.
What?
We just need to follow up with
When we got out of the other office, Lujan gave the final billing, which is
So that's
13,056.
It's already down at DOA, but our slow DOA is
okay. So we don't need to entertain something like that.
Just wanted to let them know that we are going to follow up, with the payment.
We did already on that this memo that gave us.
I thought not all of that 13,000. I think we have made some payment.
Yeah,
but it's not all 13.
Joanne said before we moved out,
Right.
She informed the landlord, or the landlord called and informed us that they received a check after this letter was
Okay,
sent out.
so they minus that amount and only the balance to be paid up.
Maybe we owe only 1 month.
Yeah, that's what I understood because I remember.
Right now with our budget is that most of the supplement hasn't been posted with your budget. It's very hard for DOA to do payment when it's not posted yet.
Okay.
Most of the agencies or other departments are countering that.
Okay.
Wow, with today's technology, that's very strange.
Yeah,
You just key it into the computer and then have a software that matches together and it's check and balance and.
With all these shortage of revenue on other departments.
No, that's a lot of challenges we're facing
they're
right now.
trying to base use whatever funding or whatever budget that there is to.
So it's all lumped together. It's a total fee.
So you cannot let the hospital close down.
Right.
You cannot let the
Education.
Education close down.
Yeah, health
If
and
somebody to be closed down is successful.
Oh yeah. Okay, so do we have any other questions?
But again, the money is there.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good.
It's all
Sounds good.
We got the Gita and Bauma.
Okay, yeah. I think they have plenty of money, right?
Okay, the next one.
Okay, so we go ahead into Gita's progress report, May 25th, 2011 to June 12th, 2011. And we have that before us.
You want us to tackle you?
Oh, please don't tackle.
Okay, be prepared.
Afternoon, Madam Chair. My name is Diego Mendiola. I'll be giving Gita's report. Mr. Cruz and Mr. Tovis is off island attending the Defense Communities Conference in Norfolk, Virginia.
Wow.
So actually I'm going to give you the July report as it's more updated than the previous June report. Okay, we're just going to go down the list as Mr. Tovis usually does.
Okay.
First one, Apple Harbor Parcel number 1, Commissary Junction, Quick Space. No change in status. Quick Space is current on their lease payments. Apple Harbor Reserve F12, Polaris Point. First one, Matson Navigation Company. Matson is current with all their monthly rents. They have developed the first 15 acres, one half of the property they are leasing. The Navy, regarding the environmental concerns, the Navy has agreed to investigate all 3 sites, which is the USTs, the drums, and the supposed wetland, or petroleum residue area. They have agreed to do the investigations for all 3 sites. However, the Navy has communicated with us that their schedule for investigation only will be completed by September 2012. Yes, 2012. So it is a long schedule that I'm assuming that because of all their procedures is long and involved, that is the reason why it's going to take them that long to do
But
it.
they're supposed to have done it before it was released to begin with. They
Yes.
didn't.
Well, that was
When they-
supposed to be,
Yeah,
but,
knowing the history, that's
Yeah.
not very surprising.
right.
As far as the actual cleanup, and this is not has nothing to do with investigation, but cleanup after investigation, Madison will have to file a claim with the U.S. Department of Justice. So most likely, Gita and Madison will be working together on that.
Okay.
For the first area, the USTs, the Navy has agreed to bear the cost of the cleanup for the drums, the 400 some drums. However, the Navy does believe that it is not responsible for the third site, the oil spill site, but they will do investigations. If their investigations show that they are responsible, then they will clean up. Okay, for the remaining 15 acres that is undeveloped, Madsen is trying to secure subtenants, two of those being Paris Brothers and Dini Tibbetts, for equipment storage and cement batch plant.
Before you go any further, I have a question. Now, this timeline that the Navy is going to do, would that impede the progress of the Lusor, in this case the Madsen?
Yes.
So does that mean that we're going to have to, they're going to come before us to ask for another extension and making any payment, or what is it that they will need to do?
From what I understand, they are making payments on every portion of the property except for the problematic ones. However, they are attempting to work around those problematic areas.
Okay.
And so they are trying to secure subtenants, and it would Gita and Madsen both believe that it will be in the Commission's interest to give them whatever aid that we can.
Okay.
So it would in turn mean more revenues for the Commission. So we are working with them to do that. Madsen has also contracted out of their own expense. I believe it was Unitech to come up with a alternative cleanup proposal, and they had submitted it to Guam EPA, which Guam EPA had denied. So they're going back to the drawing board to try and come up with other alternative cleanup plans.
Would it be possible to go ahead and knowing that the Navy had concurred to having admit that they're responsible to go ahead and do the cleaning up and have the Navy reimburse them, so that this particular area will not so that they can utilize the area sooner?
We've tried to ask them numerous times, and they're pretty firm on their investigation. Will take close to 1.5 to 2 years, and the cleanup is up in the air, and it's anyone's guess. So Madsen is doing everything they can for their interest and also for the Commission to get this thing cleaned up.
Okay.
And so they have they have done as much of research as possible for them on their end, and so they're trying to come up with the least costly, best time management method to get these places cleaned up.
I have a question.
Sure.
Now, the timeline here to do the investigation, is it because it's going to be costly and it's not within their budget, so that come the budget year they need to identify that portion? Because I'm thinking that's the way they run, is that this is what you're budgeted for. You can't, either you use it or lose it, and you've got to identify, future projects, and it's got to be in the plan.
Yes, but
So
that is part of the reason.
Okay.
I have a couple of questions here.
Sure.
When the Navy said that they don't believe that they're responsible for cleaning up the oil, who are they saying is responsible?
They haven't said who's responsible. They're just saying it's not us.
Do we have, back when that thing was an active Polaris point, do we have a layout from the Navy that shows, the drum side and other areas that might might be a problem for us in the future as we start to develop the rest of those areas?
If there is, I have not seen it myself. What we do have is the only thing that we have on all of Polaris is a phase 1 study. Phase 1 study, the difference between a phase 1 and a phase 2. The phase 1 is simply just a historical record search. If there's nothing in any records that indicates that there's a problem, then it wouldn't show up in a phase 1. And that is the study that we have with us.
And that study said there was no problem, right? Today we know that there's a problem.
Yes, that is correct.
So if we had a drawing of Polaris, and when it was active,
yes,
and the layout where it says, these are barracks for soldiers, we don't have to worry about that area.
Right.
There's a drum site,
right,
we have to go look at it.
Right.
If there's another drum site over here that we haven't yet started to leasing,
right,
because if we lease the other areas and there's a drum site there and we're going to start over again.
Exactly.
So if we know now
yes,
where to look for problems, then maybe we can just bundle it all in addition to, not just because we stumbled into a burial, right? But because this is where you guys, this is what you guys were, this is the activity that was going on, and so this activity is the same as if this is we point to other area of Polaris and say this is another storage site, then we want the Navy to go in and do their study because it's going to take a whole year, right? Right. You might as well go in there and study that.
Yeah, I agree. I'll communicate that.
And then, so when the Navy believes that they're not responsible for cleaning up the oil site, was that a communication to Matson or communication to us?
That was a communication to, let's say, it was communication to Ida.
Okay. Yeah. From somebody, like the Navy EPA or the Navy.
The Navy has their own
version.
Yeah.
Hazardous material removed.
Right.
And we should start identifying because the longevity of as we go further, they may just forget because they were there at one time, one point in time. So now that these things are caught and we're going to have to start looking at the other areas, we might as well do it in one shot.
Say for example, the new one that we have there for local trucking, right?
Yes.
Once they start settling the area, using the area.
And if they
during the Navy's active days, what was there at that time? This thing here, why would Matson have to claim to the Department of Justice instead of, say, Department of the Navy or something like that?
And we got this from Matson themselves that they have like an unofficial communication with the Navy, and I believe it's with some captain who I can't remember the name. He flat out said that they're most likely, if they're going to make a claim against the Navy, it would have to be through Department of Justice,
which is their legal representative or something like that.
Right, exactly. I think this thing should be in the media so that because the Navy is not like negative public image. Yes. And so, it should be in the media that the way they kind of hustle in getting these things corrected. And when they say, well, they're going to correct it at a time, then we'll have the media ready. I mean, that's the way to get things done,
Maybe Matson through the media. Yeah.
And find out the reason for the 2012. My gut feeling is because of, they need to include their budget. And they didn't plan for it, wasn't caught on the time they were doing their budget. So now they have to include it in the next budget. This is the 2012. Okay.
Any other question on no?
Okay, moving on. Naval construction. This is the last remaining 6 acres of the property. Tenant has already obtained all their required permits to clear the area. They have begun already clearing. They have dug out their storm drainage as required by the lease. Currently, the tenant is only awaiting approval for permits for their actual asphalt batching plant. So that is the only permits they're awaiting right now. Other than that, they are current with all their rents. Bali Steel Guam. We have sent notice to Bali Steel that we have not that they have not provided us a 60-day notification to extend their lease, and thus their lease has expired in June 14.
That was it this morning.
Pardon?
I dropped off some lettuce stuff. This morning.
They are operating on a month-to-month basis only, and as I believe it was Mr. Cruz had indicated to the commission in the last meeting, that this allowing them to remain on the property for a month-to-month basis would be in the commission's interest, as they have begun cleaning the property, putting everything in order. I did go down there myself yesterday, took a look at the place, and they are indeed making progress towards cleaning up the property. They have identified and given us maps of their steps, how they're going to do it and in what sequence. So Mr. Arceo identified, this is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and so they are working, and they have committed to have the property fully cleaned up by January 2012. The outstanding balance that they owe is $60,366. They have, before Mr. Joe Seacat stepped out of the picture, he has communicated that BSG is committed to remit $60,000 of their next payment from the Mayor's Council to Guido, which Guido will remit to the Commission.
Less your percentage.
Yes, sir. Okay. Branding. Tenant has a remaining balance now of $9,664. That includes all interest and penalties owed to the Commission. Once this amount is paid, the lease will be extended as directed by the Commission. We will continue to monitor compliance on branding. N5D Manila. The RFP is on hold until resolution of the legal dispute between the Commission and Westport. Weddingill Junction. As requested, GIDA did send out an RFP for the property on May 11 and 12. We had also sent the advertisement for the RFP directly to at a minimum 150 realtors. And we also placed the ad for this RFP on the GuamBuildUpNews.com website, which we believed would be a good exposure for the RFP. So we did a lot to get this RFP out. However, by the July 8th deadline for submission, none of the 4 companies that picked up submitted a proposal. One of them indicated that they did not submit a proposal because one of the RFP requirements was participation rate of 2.5% of gross income. I'm still currently trying to contact the other 3 to find out why they did not submit. And our current recommendation is to hold off on issuing another RFP for this particular property until we determine why the others did not do so, or until the economy or demand for it improves.
What type of companies are there? Like retail companies or construction companies, or
mostly commercial?
Commercial.
Yes. Okay. Moving on. Teasen. Department of Public Health and Social Services, WIC. It's pretty much the same as it was from the last report. In arrears for 2011 in the amount of $34,000, still seeking approval from Region 9 for the additional $288,000 in the previous years. They are still due for August of 2010 and also April through July of this year. Guam EPA. EPA has $16,000 in arrears. That's for June and July of this year. In addition to the $344,411 for fiscal years 2005 to 2009. They have cleared 2010, but currently Guido's legal counsel is still preparing the government claim action on behalf of the Commission. So we're taking EPA to government claims, which was surprisingly by EPA's suggestion. By Director Kanata, Evan Kanata.
Diego, their arrears are because DOA hasn't issued the check, or is that's always been the issue, right? They send a request for payment
Yes.
to DOA, and that's done on their part.
Yes. Yeah. So, and this is going all the way back to 2005, all the way clear through 2009. I was looking at I checked with our accounting department to check the accounts receivable ledger. It was kind of odd. Some years between 2005 and 2009, some years not paid at all. Some years a month here, or another year a month there. I didn't understand why, but that's what it shows for some reason. I don't know.
We got to get to the bottom of these two. It's like these two agencies.
Mm-hmm.
What is happening? They're right now 2 months behind. What is the pattern of paying? Are they paying every 2 months? 2 months? Is it every other month or
yes,
what?
It seems to be. It seems that the pattern is about that 2 to 3 months, and then pay.
Guarantee payment. Because we don't want it to fall behind.
Take it for granted that you guys are so lenient. Why not? But I think that's all it adds up to, and that's how they're looking at it. Well, the more the merrier. We just take advantage of them because it's been ongoing. It's,
Yeah, EPA is...
they're used to it.
EPA is 2 months. WIC is how many months? That's 34,000. What does that equal to?
34 divided by 8, 4 point something.
Again, it's also 8,000, same as DEPA?
Yes.
The WIC program, I know that they received word from Public Health that the federal government will not pay for past arrears, or past fiscal year arrears. And the WIC program is under the federal government.
It's federally funded, right?
Federally funded.
Okay. It is federally funded.
Yes.
So they should have been budgeted for their rental and all those things. I don't understand why not. Right?
Yes, I agree.
So, because we cannot pull out from the government for the government to pay, because this is 100% federally funded. It's not a matching fund where the government pays out on the federal.
Like EPA.
So,
The
yeah.
EPA too is most of it are federally funded.
I think EPA is also
It's
100% partial. It's a matching fund?
Yes, ma'am.
Not the last time that I verified it.
Oh, yeah?
Remember? And I verified that with Senator Pinglinen's office. Where's Mr. Mindiola? Okay, we'll check on that. But
Could I say something on the WIC program?
Go ahead.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I was approached by the program coordinator of public health, CDF, what's his last name? Region 9 is asking the public health WIC program to ask the Ancestral Land Commission board members whether it's feasible for them to purchase the property up there. And I cannot make that.
You can make that. We're not in the business of selling.
I know. But I'm just asking a question. This is being asked by them. Okay. The federal government or the feds are asking WIC program to ask the board members Ancestral Land Commission whether it's very possible or is it feasible for them to purchase the one that they're owning, the property that they're owning. Yeah.
Where they're at right now.
That's a crown land.
Maybe we could just tell them, okay, we're gonna sleep on it, but first pay up, clear all your records, and then we could, see you around the corner.
That's a question coming.
Yeah, we could talk. Yeah.
Public health program coordinator.
Yeah, I kind of agree that it should just be
I know.
I think the short answer now, but for now, is no.
Yes.
Don't you think so?
And I told him that if it's they want it black and white officially, do a request black and white, and we'll present it to the board.
The commission has no authority to sell it.
I know.
Or whoever the program coordinator is could write back and have it in black and white, bring it before us,
Yeah,
and they
I
would
told him that
present
already.
to me you clear off, pay off everything, then we
I
could,
wouldn't even go that far.
no?
No, it's just no.
Or just serve them a notice of eviction, then put a padlock on the door and get them out of here. There.
I'm just talking about your suggestion that this is
Because it's not fair to the others, right?
Well, it sounds like if they're thinking about purchasing, they can buy a building elsewhere, right?
So they have the money.
Or they can buy a piece of property and build their own building if that's the case.
That's
Pay
the
renters
case.
before you.
Yeah?
They have
So-
the money, but yet they can't pay
Oh
us.
no, because they're trying to get away with this.
So
They found out that they could take advantage. That's why they're...
Well, what is WIC? That's a lot of federal money.
women, infant, and child.
All
Yes,
federal money.
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
At least we don't want to chase them away.
No,
If you have a lot of people on the
their budget is unlike government of Guam.
Place already and they love the place. They don't
Okay.
want to leave the beauty.
It's not.
So again, I don't think according to the Deputy Director of Public Health, that the federal government refused to pay back fiscal wages. or
Prior obligations, they don't want to pay?
Because the federal government, when they dish out the money, is for that year. And
Use it or lose it?
Looks like they don't use it because they're in arrest. They use it someplace else.
I should think that Guam doesn't want to fix.
Apparently,
No, because that's money. That's money. And
they're
that's
using the infant and the infants. The women, WIC is women, infant, and children. So they're using the infant and the children, not so much with the women. I think that's what it's all about. But, it's a learning process. Do what you have to do because it's not fair to the others. I mean, I'm pretty sure they could always find building somewhere. And then start anew. See if they would not be evicted by not
they're
paying.
going to the General Fund of Guam asking matter of fact, they did ask the governor's office or someone from the governor whether they could afford the wages, whether they could help out in paying the wages.
Maybe
As
after
far as of now,
And you know what? I think if we push this too far, we get to the same issue that is actually the crux of the matter in the gang case, the case about the teaching landowners, in the conference group. And in that case, the legislature basically just plucked land from the commission's inventory and gave it to the select group, and I don't think my office representing the legislature in that case says yes, that's permissible.
That's fine. You're with.
But I don't think that if the judge rules that way, then it's called the gang case, right? GANG.
yeah.
If the judge rules that way, that the legislature was entitled to pluck that land from the commission and give it to the conference group. Now I think that by consistent with that, Guam, if they want to pluck WIC land from the commission's inventory, and just say that's going to be for WIC. So I'm saying I'm not sure how far we want to
Well, how far we're going to push?
Yeah.
It's worth a try.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to push it and try to get this red pay, but I think there's a...
But you might change the mind of people that say, hey, I could do this, let's pull it out from ancestor and give it to them.
I'd rather if I go in the ring and they punch me out, knock me down, and I still could stand up, then at least I've done something rather than not doing anything about it.
I'm saying we should keep on trying to get this rent, but keep in mind that don't be too reckless about it.
But they,
Be very
public health did pay some of the rest already, about 100,000, right?
Yes.
See?
They have cleared
That's
2010.
See?
through the government.
And that's-
I know Leo went down and asked the governor whether they could help out on that. And I know
That's
that they gave them 100,000. So,
It's important to know or for this agency to know that we are still pursuing it. We're not sleeping on it.
Yeah.
So there should be buying time until they resolve, how they're going to pay us. I mean, we only meet twice a month, so that would give them an opportunity to, it's real tired. Let them know we're really tired of this. We see the same report. It hasn't changed.
Yeah,
And we're about ready to,
June and July. June area, that demand.
That's for Deepa. But I was going to ask that question.
Okay, we're still WIC.
Yeah, so if you divide 34,100 by 4, that's 8,525 exactly a month. Is that their monthly?
What's their monthly?
No, their monthly is 8,000.
So the 525, something going on with the 525?
Yes.
I mean,
I can't remember off the top of my head why it's not exactly 8,000.
and in line with Mary's question with Deepa earlier, is this their pattern? 4 months before they pay?
I was like 2 to 3.
So there's something going wrong right now because they're out of their pattern.
What is the
Maybe she paid
It's not they're submitting, it's the BOA, the one cutting the check. That's the
same situation.
The same as ours, with GTA, with the landlord.
Yeah.
We submit everything, but they still don't they haven't processed the payment. They have the money, but they haven't processed the payment. So that's the biggest problem. Is one of the biggest problems is the in writing checks to the vendors.
I have another.
The other was almost didn't get paid the other day. She Mento and Catholic Church service.
Really?
Those people, they're just doing the check now.
Oh my gosh.
So that's one of the biggest problems.
But they did assure your office that they did submit the request for payment.
Yeah, but isn't it right that WIC is federally funded, right, 100%? Okay. Who's the receiver will be DOA, right? For that money when it comes in, because it doesn't go directly to WIC. And then they have to cut that check to pay out whatever, and it's already been put aside. So what happens to the rental? Oh, where did it go? I'm pretty sure there must be something, otherwise they're going to be homeless.
They're using it for a week program.
Oh yeah?
We're using it to purchase whatever they need.
But we need to purchase something too. We need to pay.
So
we
the lease
need
for the
to
WIC
aircon.
property there, who signed that lease? Was that signed by a government agency or by a federal
It's
agency?
the building.
The agreement between R and WIC.
Who's our agreement with? Is it with the federals or is it with the government agency?
Oh, that's not with the RFP. You didn't go
No,
out.
it's with the
It's just
department.
with
It's a license with WIC, Department of Guam.
Oh, so our lease, it's a license or a lease?
License.
So it's not with the federal agency, it's with the government.
no. It's local.
So
It's not with.
So they can be kicked out any day. Just
Yeah.
give a 30-day notice. That's how bad it is. I mean, they have to know that, hey, once...
So it's Guam that owns the debt,
Because I'm pretty sure it's with the feds that it's not going to be like this messed up. I swear.
I have a win-win solution here. We can, if it's permissible, though. Why don't we raise up their rent to include the arrears? I don't know.
How do they pay their utilities if they don't have
And
money?
a portion, but see, so that the feds though cannot know that, because they don't allow.
You're gonna do that way. You're gonna do it like the child support, man. You pay your regular child support and a certain percent of their bills. You add it to the child support.
I mean,
If
I'm
you
just
owe
saying, if that person,
$1,000,
that's another way. That's another way, because they are still renting way below the fair market rent for this facility. And to increase it on this, increase it to the fair market rent, but of course it includes the arrears. So that's just food for thought, maybe. Think about it. Know that we're trying to help them, but we cannot.
For all I know, maybe the WIC program requires that each state provide the office for the WIC administration.
Just for info, Tomorrowland Trust, they're going to evict International Country Club. Right now. I think that...
That's a golf club.
But
Yeah,
that's
they do.
government, because that's government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even then, even if it's government, they're going to evict them because they have not... There are over millions that they're in arrears.
Nobody's going to complain,
The
but if you try to
bingo,
evict
the
the child.
golf, everything.
I knew it.
That's Tomorrowland Trust.
Yeah.
See, and it's government to government.
But the issue is women, infant, and child.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's true. We have to be very
Take a look at those figures. Take a
sensitive
look
to this
at,
program.
take a look at that. What we're going to have to do, because don't forget, you said that they pay if it's budgeted. Okay, so they just need to be more efficient by placing the budget, placing their arrears in that budget.
The biggest part of this government, the administration, legislature, everybody is education, health, welfare, and safety. That's it.
But in this case, the federal is paying for it.
So
We understand that
program is under
women, infant, and children. This is a lot of our locals, but they're not actually involved them because they have to do their job. These people are the needy that comes in and, one day I might qualify for WIC. When? Never.
What do you think of my suggestion?
But we have to look at it.
That's the engine.
Well, what I understand is that this is a license, and every year the license looks pretty much the same. And from what I've seen, including the amount, for the rent.
The rental.
Yes, which is $8,000 every month. I don't see why we can't put in a higher rental amount, and whether or not they're going to sign it. Another question you would have to ask yourselves is, if you're going to do that, yes, that can be done, but how much time do you want to give them to pay?
That's the one.
The arrears?
$188,000.
I know, that's the one I haven't figured yet.
I already tried.
I think you're going to ask you that, so let me see.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it's sad. It's very sad that we have to wait
40 years?
until it reaches this amount. We should have done something before it reaches this amount.
Yeah.
But it's because back then we're always thinking of to me, I'm only thinking of INC instead of including the government. It's mostly because of the infant and the children there that we're very sensitive to. But we waited for this thing. It's like a sore. If you do not take care of it in an early stage, of course it's going to get infected. So this is similar to that. We waited too long.
Well, to answer your question, if you spread $288,000 over 5 years, you would have to increase their rent by $4,800.
Well, 8, 9, 10, 11.
And if you take it to 10 years, then you have to increase the rent by $2,400. So that 8,000 will go to 10,000.
Yeah, but why do we still have to do that?
No, she was saying, like for example, you charge off this $288,000 to clear the books, and then you increase the rent. You increase the rent. When the rent, say they pay $10,400, you take it $8,000 and give it to current rent. You take the $2,400 and put it to recovery, right?
But even with this present rental, they can't pay it. So what else of that if we increase it?
So
I think the past is that it's probably a mismanaged because we were kind of very lenient about collecting. That was the problem. Remember?
Yeah.
When I said every time we have a meeting, said what's happening with these agencies and the rent, and every time they haven't paid it. Now that's history. What we have to do is life must go on, and we're trying. We need to help resolve it. We're not just we don't want to be really kick them out, right? So maybe this is another way, include their arrears in the a new permanent license. Right? We don't want to sign a lease agreement because that's going to give us more restrictions in how
When was the last?
That's a 30% increase if you try to, you try to increase their rent by 30% in 1 year, right? Like say next year. They're gonna.
Well, if the federalists pay for it and they justify and say, well, this asshole Guatemala commissioners from Guatemala, from the Central Bank Commission decided that now we need to pay the fair market rent, and they've always been below the fair market rent. Now there's a need for them to increase it and be fair to everybody. So this is the fair market rent. So now we have to include it on our budget.
Right. Well, what is the fair market? Can we look at that?
I'll be calling the WIC administrator asking is the federal supposed to pay for it?
When was the last communication, may I ask, with the WIC program? Was that the last meeting with, did we ever call them in? Why don't,
I don't remember them.
no, right, it was public health. See, Roberto that came in and came before us, and so was environmental protection, yeah, the both.
I think it was Canata though that said, well, why don't if you take a look at all the improvements they made and the cost, they were supposed to see Gita and give us a figure on what they spent, so that and ask to defray the cost and what they
offset it? No.
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's not, that's beyond the...
but they haven't
done that.
No, they haven't done so.
they haven't done it.
Okay,
They
so...
haven't given us a figure on how much improvements or the value of the improvements that they made on the park.
But still same management there, or did the management change, and that's why?
That was when the management changed.
The new management.
Yeah.
The new management asked them, well, how come you didn't evict us? Okay.
Exactly,
So
I
if it's
recall
new manager,
that.
you might as well bring him in to
I recall that.
Excuse me, you see us, you
Yeah, but
see, we should have evicted
what you
us.
guys agree on that is that you're going to file a suit against the for the areas.
Yeah, but we asked them the last time for their legal counsel
for
to...
the Government Claims Act.
Let's
It's a rule for that, and I believe that leaders were working on that.
From environmental, not we...
Our legal counsels.
Okay, so...
But I want to see some action on this too. We need to, we need some kind of...
Then we have to forgive
progress
them,
with
okay?
David.
Do we have to forgive them and get them pay up for June and July?
Yeah,
I started
when does
new?
it expire?
What
When does
the
it,
director
year to
just
year?
brought up is that we had already asked Gita to
Can you check and see,
process something
because
through the
I
Government
guess in
Claims
order
Act.
for you
So
to
we can't- and then
to
we can't
raise,
do
you have to
anything else
notify
No,
them
we
that the
cannot
rent
do
will be
that.
going up.
Is it
right?
ongoing?
According
It's in
to
the
that,
process?
they're looking at the legal counsel.
Okay.
Yeah, our legal counsel is putting together the government to file it in government claims.
So these we have to
So we
wait until
cannot,
that-
yeah.
after we see that process.
Okay, very good.
Maybe we can do that for
We need to
WIC
get a
too.
copy of that because we're going to be audited pretty soon, and we need to cover our backs.
We're going to be in the front page, okay?
But we need to show
No,
that
we-
we are, that it's a
You want,
concern every month.
You want the, I mean to invite the director and the program coordinator for week.
Yeah, we suggest that. How about you guys, commission members?
Next meeting.
Let's bring them before us and tell
We
them.
have to ask them why. Why is it not paid? I mean, it's
Because-
already too far.
It's in progress right now. They're starting to do the government suit, and
Yeah, but we
we could bring
haven't
them
talked
in
to WIC.
before. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't
Yeah,
talked
right.
to WIC.
We're
Yeah,
not going to
that's
wait for them to decide when they're going to come up with this improvement of the
Yeah.
cost of. So you give them a deadline because we need to get this. We've been really patient, but we cannot continue to just put it in our back burner. I mean, we've never done that for one thing, but something's got to be done.
Is that concerning week or EPA?
Both.
Okay.
Well, the one of the improvement I think was that Mr. Canata.
That's EPA.
Okay. Okay.
So
But then, Bill, you're representing EPA, the government,
So
right?
the government
My
has
office
only
does, that's
four.
why.
Your office does. That's why
Yes.
That's why.
we let it.
Just for EPA.
What about WIC?
Okay, so
Does your
No.
office?
No.
Probably too, yeah. Well, it's that's Department of Public Health and Social Services, right? So,
Yeah, it's the Edis office, but different door.
So either way, you're gonna. It's a
Different window.
It's a loose too.
Yeah.
What's that?
I suggest we just ask the WIC administrator to come in, just ask him.
Okay, that would be a good idea.
Well,
Is there any
we're invited for the
motion
next.
for-
No, you have to agree first.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, let's
You wanna make a motion?
Let Gita pursue it,
Okay, go ahead.
pursuing the rails.
And David, tell them when are they going to give us the figure on the improvements they made, so that
But we could do that after this motion to invite them. We could
Yeah,
question
but
them.
that's something that there should present on the meeting.
Because it's forthcoming, yeah, but never did.
This meeting will only hold them further on, buying time. But if they can just, we'll have to take a look at the figure that a ballpark figure at least on the improvement. If they don't have an accurate figure, at least a ballpark figure.
Then we could visit, remember? Then we could always go and walk whatever property that's in our inventory, right, Joey? If I'm correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. We could always visit, do a site visit. Huh?
Yeah, that's the suggestion he made, as to go to all our properties again.
Are we going to motion the wait one?
That's what I'm waiting for.
Okay. So I'll make the motion.
Go ahead.
So I'd like to make a motion to invite the current WIC administrator to appear here in one of our meetings to bring us up to date on their status on updating their rent, and to include that they outline the improvements that they've made to the building and any other
expenses that will help defray their.
To prepare them, have them come prepared to let us know what expenses that they've incurred that they want to recommend that we offset to the rent that they're past due on.
Okay. There was a motion on the floor to invite our current WIC administrator to appear before us to include the rental, the arrears, and also to include anything that will offset what they have, building improvements to offset payment or whatsoever. And we'd like for it to be as soon as possible. Is that...
Do we need a motion on that though?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we go ahead. That was the motion.
Then I'll second it.
Okay, the motion's been seconded. We go ahead and vote because we've already discussed. Okay, Commissioner Cruz?
Okay, I vote yes.
Commissioner Tyner?
Yes.
Commissioner Ada?
Yes.
And I agree too that we should invite the current WIC administrator to appear before us so that they could answer some questions we have. Okay? Thank you.
This is for the next meeting?
Next. For the next meeting. Let it be done for the next meeting. Right? We don't want to give them any more time. Okay, thank you.
Okay, now we come to the conclusion. For the period October 2007 to July 2011, we have collected a total of $1,130,008.07, both in ground lease rents and participation rents, of which $966,204.48 was remitted to the Commission, with the difference retained by GIDA as provided in the LOE.
Was there a $10,000 check that recently from Bali still?
Did we receive a 10,000 check recently? If there's a recent check from
Bali still?
Also directly to the Commission?
A check?
I haven't seen that.
No? Am I dreaming?
Are you dreaming?
Must be.
Okay, we have it here for...
Oh no, that's...
This is plenty also. I mean,
No, on the bottom.
21,000.
On the bottom portion.
Oh,
It was deposited on July 8th. No, that's quick. Madsen, Branding. What are you asking for? What
Oh,
check?
never mind. I'm dreaming, I think.
You're
There's
dreaming?
a check for
It's in the
10,000, but
check
it was
for
only
you.
1,000.
Joey or the officer? Commissioner Cruz is asking.
No check by
Have we
Bali still?
received any?
10,000?
Huh?
No.
Okay.
Maybe.
Hey, that's for maybe next.
Next week? Okay. So, take note on that for the next meeting.
For the ones that you are handling aggressively, whenever they don't make a payment, do an aggressive, typical landlord,
Get it.
tenant,
Yeah.
where you Give them time to pay 10 days and then...
So that will conclude your report for today?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dave. Very good. Thank you.
So we expect them here in
Yes,
the next
ma'am.
meeting.
Mr. Tolis
Will be back on island?
this Saturday.
Okay.
And Mr. Cruz the following Saturday.
Okay. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Commissioner Tyner's requesting for 10-minute break.
Okay, but get some. There's drinks in there. The
Yeah.
picture and the
10-minute break.
Okay.
coffee. Come on, Scott. Get water.
An A, transfer of properties under the jurisdiction of the Port Authority of Guam to the Guam Ancestral Lands Commission. We'll go ahead and check on that. Do we have anything?
Yes. We're working on that. There's a couple properties. I think there's about 6 lots.
Okay.
Joey is doing already the deed.
We're going to have a title hearing?
We want the attorney here, Bill Bishop, to...
Okay, Bill.
Way back, there's several properties that were transferred to the Port Authority through executive order.
Only to executive order.
Only to executive order.
Okay.
Year passed by, Port Authority came to the legislature and informed them that they're not going to utilize the property. So the legislature came out with several public laws for each property for the commercial port to transfer the land back to Ancestral Land Commission. Okay? So now Port Authority is saying, they're questioning as to who's going to do the deed, who's going to sign it. Commercial port don't want to sign anything, transfer the property because they don't own the property.
Right.
And based on my review on the executive order and the public law, with the public law saying that commercial ports will transfer the property over to the Ancestral Land Commission, and I believe because of the executive order, the governor has the right to, commercial port could only could do a write-up or memo transferring the property and let the governor do the deed.
Like a memorandum of understanding, right?
Based on memorandum based on public law, and the governor do the deed assigning the property over to the Ancestral Land Commission, like what's happening when the fish.
I'm not sure I understand it all. So what happened this land came back from the federal government,
right?
Came to Guam, and Guam transferred it to the Port Authority.
The governor, executive order.
Through a deed?
I believe it's this is from 1984.
Way back then.
Yeah, 1984.
So we transferred the land
In the 80s.
Commercial port. For their usage.
Okay.
But later on, a commercial port came out and said they're not going to utilize the property.
When the commercial port came out and said this?
That's in 1995 now. That's when they started the public
Recently.
public law.
Just recently.
2010?
Yeah, just
2010, 2010 in March of last year.
Port recently they don't need the land. Right?
Yeah.
So now what?
So they don't know what to do. They don't know who's going to sign it. They don't want to sign any documentation because they don't own the property.
Commercial possession, that's what you're talking about, the Port Authority of Guam.
Yeah, Port Authority.
So whose names on the
So
deed?
is the Port Authority being told by somebody to transfer?
That's through public law.
Oh, the legislature?
Yeah. Legislature.
They're just saying they authorize the transfer of the port property to ancestral lands. But we're not clear who does the transfer? Is it the port? Is it the governor?
Okay, it's
And how?
To release that's under their purview right now. That's what the problem is.
Signs the deed.
Yeah.
Who releases it to Ancestral?
I was going through it, and I was telling Joey that the only the governor has the right to sign the deed over to the Ancestral Land Commission, treat it as the same.
Yeah, I think
Yes, because it's an executive order.
Because it's already been directed by the legislature.
Yeah.
Right, only the legislature
And
can.
again, it's still the same as the property that came from the feds, but the
Okay, so that's the same pattern on transfer.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be legislation, executive order, yes.
So we prepared the date and
Who prepared this?
yeah.
You guys?
Yes.
Yes.
It's the same pattern.
Because they actually commercial board don't want to prepare anything.
You can get the answer to it.
Well, all this stuff you guys put out, where is
No,
this, where is that? I fall asleep before I get
The deed will be the same.
What's really going on?
Well,
Yes, the deed are always the same.
6 pages only, right?
Yeah, we're reporting the right contents of that, not Janssen when they went to court.
Made any changes.
No, but again, you know,
Okay, please, that's really short.
and I'm asking
That's accurate recital of history, you think?
and I told Louis to because of the signing people that's going to sign to delete this, and I will one with the governor and the chairperson. Okay, the governor and chairperson eliminate the reporter. I don't think reporters have anything to do.
No. We don't want
reporters
reporters there.
More than
Is there a
very.
new AG?
Yeah.
Well, we never had an AG sign, so
Yeah.
why do we have to include him? Right?
Sometimes they sign.
Actually, it's good to have the AG side.
Yeah, something else, but not the
For
deed
better to have
to
it.
return
Well,
to the
the
original
deed.
landowner. No.
Yeah, no, but what do you call that? Reviewed as to form.
Oh, between the governor and himself, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have no.
No, make sure the document is correct.
Yeah, we're not.
Review.
Joey, was this the sponsored the legislature by Tina Muñoz, Senator? Okay. See, that's not going to. I believe this property won't stay with ancestral lands very long.
Is that the Olson?
That's the mechanism to get it back to the original
Is that the
landowner.
Olson?
This is an original landowner.
No. That's
The
not
port's
that.
doesn't need
How many
it.
lots have we
They'll
identified
shoot it to
that-
us, and then the original landowner will make the claim here, and then we transfer to them.
There's different public law for each land properties, not
Yeah.
only bonds.
Okay, no, but I think I remember reading in the newspaper or
The
something.
biggest, the problem here that the city is situated by the rightful owner. That's one of the owners is Unshuk, and it's been fined.
Yeah.
And it's a real that this
Yes.
came about.
Yeah.
But
Now
that's
So,
that's
yeah, I think that's what the end result is going to be. The entity that transfers lands to original and landowners or its ancestral lands. So I think that's what the effort is all about. Transfer it to ancestral lands, and then the claim will be filed, and then we
right.
Yeah.
No matter of fact, I think
Joey,
it's a
how
claim
many,
already.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
How many
process.
lots are those?
One of the original
that's
landowners
what I mean.
passed away last year.
Like original landowners?
Yeah, that's the, he was fighting for that.
Should have got
We
it.
identified the lot numbers, but it still hasn't
Olson?
shown the process.
It's the one claimant, only one.
Yeah.
6 different claimants.
Yeah.
It's been fighting for years.
But that's not something-
You've
Yes,
been went to
Ocio, Leon Guerrero.
He even went to the
But
lady.
I think there's a Kenya also.
we're going
But
to
that's not subject to 45 days, right?
and the Chicano.
Is that subject to 45 days, the reservation?
Maybe the Monday or Tuesday.
That's already out there?
When this for you to give us
Remember the-
for you to give us the
Yeah,
advice and
This
all
is
that.
a
Because the way I looked at it, it's only between the government and the social commission based on the commercial board trying to go based on the public law.
This is an executive order? We just want to know.
45-day screening.
No, it's all right.
No?
That's
It's not free?
No, I'll put it. I'll put that thing down when we talk to Cantor too. That your advice is that the Attorney General and the government and the chairperson.
This was excess since 1984.
It was excess
That
member
was prior to the creation of ancestral land.
prior to the creation of
She was
Ancestral Land Commission.
If we receive this property, is this also, we have to do that 45-day screening?
Is it subject to, no?
No.
No?
Because 25, 45, it
Yes.
requires ancestral lands. It allows government agencies
To-
to petition ancestral
Yes, to reserve.
for
But
any
I would think that was done a long time ago because this is a gun
This
law
is
now.
coming from a government
Right,
agency.
so that it would have gone through that process already simply because
It's done.
Yeah,
the
but
court
that
has
was
it.
84 and Guam Ancestral Land Commission was created in 99.
99.
See, that's why we just have research. We have
this-
to.
I say the only agency that's likely to ask for that would be the court, right?
But they don't know. I don't think so, right?
I say it's
Because
better
they're,
to go through.
No,
they
it's
have
the
no
board that's
use.
The
releasing
court
it.
is
Yeah.
releasing it to
It's the board releasing
to the
it.
governor.
Because they have no use for it.
Yeah, so that's-
Yeah, so if they release it, the port says we don't need it. The only other interested government agency will probably be GPA, because GPA is the only one that only other government agency down there, right? They might say,
I don't
that's
know.
what you're talking about, that 45 day to allow other
Reservation,
agencies to say,
See, what I'm thinking of, what I my mind is that it's not involved in the 2545 public law. This is coming from a government entity.
Government to
And
government.
the governor has the authority to sign it over to ancestral because of the mere fact that it belongs to private.
I agree with
So
you.
let's hurriedly do it and let's do a title hearing.
See, that's how I look
Return
at
to
it.
the original
I
landowner.
don't know if the government has the authority to do that outside of public law 2545.
I believe the legislature has to allow it, and the governor is the signatory.
Yeah.
So that happened already.
But once the
It happens
governor
already,
takes his
yeah.
signature, we're good
The
to go.
legislature already.
Yeah.
Right
By
now?
that.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
But the governor can't just do it on his own. He has to
Yeah.
get legislative approval. I think that's
Because that's the problem our office has with the title claim to the
yeah.
But that's been identified already
Yes.
with the public law.
Yeah.
They're waiting for the property
Yes.
for the ancestral and commission. So
That's if
nobody wants that. So
So earlier this year,
I work with her and that's the way I look at it.
Either the 7 grand.
So we don't need to do the 45 day screening.
No.
This is just the warrants given to.
It's not, it doesn't fall under the 25 foot of
Because I mean, because the board is just a
It's a cleaner title.
Make an appointment with the
That's
There's 4 months to do.
And again, mostly of this is next to the beach area. Wetland.
Because James has a meeting, and then Ron is sick, and then we excuse them.
Yeah. Not all the time, they're like this.
Okay, just before I forget, I just want to mention one thing. I know it's not in, but please always make sure to sign in whenever we have a meeting, because I have a report to make on a quarterly basis to the governor,
Yeah.
and I need to see that. Okay, thank you. We'll continue. Oh, can you just hurriedly do that and do a title hearing and give the land back to the original landowner? ASAP?
the
AG is recommending that we still just do the 45 day screening. If you receive the property, just do it anyways. And then
But if it doesn't fall under the 24, does it 25 days?
Why take the chance to do a 45-day screening period?
Yeah, we do it.
Okay.
Thing is, yeah.
To be safe, right?
Yeah.
Commissioner, we have to do the 45 days.
Better safe than.
That's why I brought it up, because I'd rather be safe than sorry. Okay, thank you very much. Shall we go ahead?
Post-typhoon debris task force.
Go ahead.
The Ancestral Land Commission is involved in that because of the properties that we're holding, these farmlands and all those things. The task force was formed for us to prepare a strategic plan and area for dumping all this green debris, if in case that we have a disaster involved, typhoon or whatnot. The mere fact that we're doing this now because the federal government will not put out any funding if we don't have this on our table already, the plan and all those things. If there's a typhoon that comes in and all those things that something happen, we don't have the federal government will not assist well on the fundings.
So what is your
for the report.
recommendation?
Okay. Tomorrowland Trust is involved, land management is involved, various entities, ancestral and all those things. And when it comes down to the ancestral property, farmland, I told them that we have several farmland property, but it's not for freebie. If they're going to utilize some of the ancestral land property, it has to be on a lease basis. And the lease, like a staging area. Because they want to identify the property itself, and it stays there. It's not temporary. It stays there. And I said, if it's going to be a permanent one, we need to do a lease agreement. And everybody, even the Chuck Adam, I was a chairman, it's agreeable to that and all those things. And the only other property agency that I have property is Land Trust, and it's the same feeling that Monty has and me. He doesn't want to give out any property. we'll lend it for temporary, for a couple of months, but not for the entire year, 2 years, 5 years. If it's that the case, and I told him, we talked to the agent, talked to Gita, we'll lease it out to the task force. That's federal funded.
And who's this task force? It's just the government?
Yeah, government. No, it's involved even the military.
Okay.
It's involved in the
Private sector?
military, and because right now, as I heard, they don't even have a disposal area. They're trying to eliminate that instead of a disposal area and all those things. And even private forum, we are going to invite on the next meeting on the 27th of this month. There's a couple of environmental protection who is advising us on the civil defense, EPA, land trust, ancestral. One of there's several agencies, but the only and we're even tapping the we're tapping that as one of the staging area, although it's belongs to a receivership and all those things. We're tapping it so that when this thing happens, government is going to have the money for sure from the federal government for this disposal and whatnot.
But it's got to be identified. It's got to be in the plan.
Yeah.
Now the only way, because we cannot hold these properties. Most of the properties are already with Gita. Is if we were to put in a plan, does that mean that when we identify it's going to be already leased out and we do not touch it, although it's there, it's vacant, but it's subject to be used later on in the future?
I know, but see, us, our position is that we're leasing out ancestral land property or strong land property for the benefit of the land bank. So if this thing, if it ever come to the point that we're going to provide the property, it has to go to these bases too. The same as you're leasing out to any vendors, any company.
But I understand that you're supposed to hold this land in case they're going to use it later on. Do not touch the land. We're going to reserve land. Do not
use it for what?
To
lease out.
To lease out.
And that's what I'm talking about. Leasing it out to the task force. Leasing out to the federal. Because there's going to be money coming in.
Is it for greens?
Yeah, it's not metallic and all this. Okay. The metallic is always been handled by EPA, but it's for the clearing the roads and all those things, those debris and all those things.
I remember in one of the past typhoons down there in Aspen, right across from Camp Aspen, they brought all the green stuff there, and they had a big, gigantic chippers, and they were just chipping everything, and then they invited people if they want to come and take the mulch, right? So we can agree to that, not refrigerators and stoves, because that's easy to clear out if we need to lease it.
They're going to have another area or side wall, the metallic and the White House debris and all those things, but on the one that we're trying to identify is for green
shrubberies and stuff like
trees
that.
And all those things.
Yeah.
It's not metallic thing. But in order for the government to be to benefit all of this during a disaster, is that we have to have a plan. We have to have it black and white and everything. So that's the reason why the task force was formed.
I know where there's 10 acres at N5D.
The slaughterhouse.
That's 10 acres right there.
No, where I told them
that's probably.
Where did you tell them?
I told them there's a big property behind the Nimitio fire station.
Yeah, tell them to go down the ravine.
They clean it, they clear it and everything.
Come on, Prima.
By the time they finish, it's going to be all backfill.
Yeah.
And it'll be good stuff.
Landfill,
It'll be good stuff. Organic. It'll be organic.
Good
That's
for
a
it.
big property.
I'm even disputing the area that we got. We were supposed to get.
No, but really, if it comes to that point,
good for
it has to
landfill,
go to
okay?
the, I know, I told him it has to go to the board and everything, and again, we have an agent to deal with these things, Gita. And, leasing out properties to vendors, leasing out to companies, it's the same as leasing
And where
out
is
to the
it?
tax force.
Yeah.
As long as we're making
You
money.
didn't bring it up?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if it's for freebie, I told him that maybe a couple of months, 2 months, 3 months, something like that, and I'm looking at about 15,
Okay.
down there.
About 15? That's what I have.
Or
See, when you use that land for staging area for this debris site, what the task force gonna do is clean the place,
yeah.
Yeah.
clear everything.
Yeah.
So it's a benefit for us too.
Right.
Because it's only for a couple of months until they get rid of the.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's not just for continuance?
If it's a continuing basis, that's where it comes in that we have an agent, the Central Land Commission has a government property for lease,
Okay.
and that's the bottom line. And they all agree to that, and South Island's going to report back to the government that those are the things that we discussed.
Yeah, it's a win-win situation, you know? Okay.
Another one would be the Valley Steel.
Yeah.
Down in Polaris Point.
Okay, then we'll go down to,
Could you see the check?
so you're part of this task force,
Yeah, our commission is part of the task force.
this commission?
Yeah.
Okay. C, and Goku license agreement update, license recorded, and first payment received.
This one, we didn't have a map on that, so did anybody go in there to make sure it's the property that's...
Have they done the
That's another thing, we should always have a survey done first.
Madam Secretary, Mr. Ngoku is trying to do his best to get a surveyor. Now it's doing it already. I think it's done already. And to identify the
points from points
yeah.
to points, right?
So those things are being done.
Okay, so is he gonna...
So is he
afford
in
us
the
a copy?
correct area? We just want to make sure,
Yeah.
because we don't want to...
Even him want to make sure that he don't encroach to the neighbor.
Right.
The
Okay,
surveyor,
no
all the
Because
easement.
we are nice enough to recognize he has an immediate need to find a place, and we're kind of sticking our necks out here for him to.
Because that's only 1 acre, right, that we gave
So the
him?
least he can do is make sure he's in the correct area.
Incidentally, the other part of the Polaris Point, and the map is already done. It's been submitted to land management for approval. It shows the maximum, the needs, the plan, and the different valley steel. So it's there already.
And, yeah.
It's been identified by points.
Okay, very good.
Okay, so...
You go in where the old so you drive in there, and you immediately that's Madison, and you
Yes.
and then you go for the
Immediately left.
So
Brand Inc. and then Valley Steel.
okay, so where's
You go all the way to the gate.
They're on the right side.
Right
The
side.
right side.
Yeah.
To the edge of the
By
roadway.
Marine Drive, by Route 1? Or
No, inside.
It's inside.
Oh, by the gate. Yeah.
To the edge of the roadway.
The fence line for the Navy, and then work your way back. And then the missile is now in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to drop that one.
Yeah.
So they're gonna provide us with that, expanding the surveying and the mapping and the
Well,
file?
Joe and I told the surveyor that once it's finished, we need even though it's a freshman or what, we need a copy of the map and all those things for written purpose.
But does it need to be signed from the land management?
No, unless you want to prove, and I don't think so for now. Because of, it's a year lease now. It's only to identify from what point to what point.
So we're only looking for a surveyor's...
the tracemen and all those things, they'll give us a copy.
So they're gonna give us a
And I
copy.
believe the Red Cruz will put the markers on the area.
That's good.
Isn't it the license, right, Bill? The licensee records the license with land management, right?
Yeah.
So they most likely would have to attach a map or a location of the area.
Sketch
of the area. Where it's at.
Not
Not necessarily,
not a full blown map, but like what they did for the easement.
It doesn't have to be recorded as land management, that's a set.
Just
It doesn't have to be recorded.
doesn't have to be, okay.
I believe the one that they're recording from McCollin, I think McCollin, or Matson and all those things, because there's 4 of them that's
The
listed.
reason why you record it is if you're afraid that like the person that gave you the land is going to give it out to somebody else.
We don't want to double lease or...
So if you get you guys recorded, then that second person can't say, I thought it was
But again, there's on that property there's 5 leases on that. So they want to pinpoint which one
Where
they
they
have and all
at,
those things.
They're gonna sublease it? Are they authorized to sublease?
Angoko?
No, Matson.
No.
No, it's Matson.
Matson, yes.
Matson, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Maximum.
It's 11%, right?
Yes.
So we get money
Or subletting, okay.
Yeah, 11%.
Okay, so
No.
Executive Director?
No, Christy. I went to 3 banks, First Hawaiian, Bank of Hawaii, and Coast 360 concerning the land bank account.
Okay.
And through the discussion I made with these various entities, there's 2 good ones. One is Coast 360, in which it's pretty good. And I think I passed out the Coast 360 copies of the thing. There's one thing that's good about First Hawaiian Bank is that their TCD don't all up with us. It's now the same as Bank of Hawaii.
Okay.
And all those things. But on the there's investment that they're giving out on this. I forgot to bring a copy on this Sigo Plus, in which I gave you a copy of what the
this one?
Yeah, what
This is for First Hawaiian?
Cecilia Malabon did on this
Nationwide.
Yeah, the Nationwide Insurance Company that is showing how many percentage, how many interest per year. It's 3% per year, up to 5 years. 5 years you accumulate 15% out of the total investment that you got. But there's a penalty clause that if you touch the money within that year, you penalize 8% on the
That's
sick.
if anybody, any company.
On the go ahead.
This is an exercise.
Yeah, so we so there's a certain percentage penalty, and it goes up until 3 years. Until the 4th years, the penalty goes down to 4%. Then the 15 years, 5 years, it's only 2% penalty. We're gonna touch the interest rate on let's say 100,000. It shows the 3.15. 200,000, it's 3.25. It goes up, so and so. But on the credit union,
Coast 360?
Coast 360. You got
The jumbo?
yeah, the jumbo.
Jumbo wumbo?
You started on the timeshare savings and all those things at 3 months, you're already getting 30%, 1.10%, and it goes up 6 months additional, it goes up 130, 9 months 135, 12 months 155. And there's no
Penalty.
there's no penalty in this. Yeah. And I explained to the bank that if in case that we're gonna utilize either first or the Coast 360, that we're looking at putting on a TCD or putting on this investment. Actually, if we pull out the 1.2 million from First Hawaiian Bank, we're not gonna
Put all of it in.
put all of it. I'm looking at
Spread it
between 500,000 and 700,000, and let the 500,000 lingers on the.
You'll put all your eggs in
Saving,
one
yeah.
basket.
But you gotta identify though, how many we have under this category.
Yeah.
And then,
So take it and review it.
Are we still FDIC insured for only up to 250,000, right? That's per TCD or per deposit?
FDIC regardless.
So we have to break it.
Yes.
We have to break it into amounts 250,000 or less if we're gonna do a CD. We have to be.
You break it down.
Because
it does not matter,
each
right?
deposit is insured for 250.
Only up to 250,000 of FDIC.
Right.
That's why you should.
Or do we? If that's not a concern for us?
Yes.
It's a concern.
Yes.
So then the question is it 250 per deposit or 250 per customer? So if we say we brought 500,000 there,
It's still 250.
they'll cover us the 250, or if
Only.
we open two CDs with 250 each, are each of those covered?
Is it only one per?
Doesn't usually sometimes actually I see RFPs in the paper like when they're going to borrow money from us to do it. The guy wants to borrow money, he's asking banks, you want to borrow us the money? That's what we offer.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do a
Time certificate?
or we should do an RFP because we have like $1 million, right? Maybe somebody's give us even bigger and better interest rates because they want to get the money. But we probably should be split up into $250,000. I think there's a concern here that we have the commission can't be like favoring any one institution either, because all the institutions would want to have this money, right?
Yeah. But already this is pretty much their bid. This is
No, we'll
so
go for the highest one. It doesn't. I don't think so, right?
Well, we go for the highest one, and so I think if we put an RFP out, they'll just still give us this.
Yeah.
I mean, in effect, we're going through that process right now.
This is the only thing.
Yeah.
On the departure of 700,000, yearly will be at least be making on a
Yearly.
at least 14,000 and a double 28,000 interest.
In what, the 1 year? We don't have to necessarily fix it to 5?
Yeah, this increase on a monthly basis. Money funds monthly increase, decrease. It all depends on the fluctuation of the interest.
Yeah.
And on a 700,000, we'll be getting 800,000, 800,050 interest.
So should we spread it? Should be spread out into like the 4 institutions, $250,000 to each institution?
But the institution are different. Bank of Hawaii it stays and it's 0.0%
Yeah, their rates are not good.
The rates are
first one
low.
again, TCD is very low. It's 0.0 again. But
then the problem about
this
spreading
one,
out.
this one is started off with 1.3 up. Continues to decline
Only for the jumbo.
on the jumbo where if we do a deposit, we're qualified for the jumbo.
I think it's the $250,000 is insured with each institution, right?
Yeah, that's
with each
The
institution.
minimum max.
So it means we have to spread it out to 4 institutions.
right. If I always is it 250 per customer or 250 per deposit? So if we bring it in 250 increments, and we're still covered. I think that's
For the
my
insurance?
question. Yeah,
I didn't ask for that.
yeah. So I mean, we have say $1 million, so we have 4 CDs with them, each 250,000. Are each of those covered, or only the first 250,000? The other 3 are not covered. Yeah.
In fact, are CDs even covered by federal deposit insurance corporations?
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
Oh, just savings accounts.
And with COSIS 360 is still a credit union, so they have their own version. The banks have FDIC, and I think they have FCUI or something like that.
I think it's insured, it's separately. If you have an IRA, it's separately insured up to 250. Joint accounts are insured separately from individual accounts
up to 250. The NCUA share insurance
Yeah.
fund,
Okay, here's the
100
answer.
to 250 per depositor through December 31st, 2013.
This is Coast 360. The
Post
shares
360.
The shares in all your individual accounts are aggregated and insured against loss up to 250,000. So it's aggregated. So it's only 250,000.
250,000.
After that, it's not. Unless we ask them to.
250.
Only if you
Yeah.
have an IRA. Okay. I can read that part. So we'll go ahead and look over it now and see
Yeah.
what's the best. Okay.
Would you agree, Tony, it should be spread out to 4 different banks then? Because it's not.
Well, if one of our requirements is that we place it in a bank that is FDIC insured,
Yeah, I think so.
We have to.
then we're restricted not to give them more than 250. But even right now, today, we're not being covered at First Hawaiian. They got $1 million. So if something happens to First Hawaiian,
That's all they do.
we go over there, they'll just give us 250.
Yeah, that's
That's the
all.
reason why we're doing this. We're doing it.
That's why
Yeah.
we're rushing.
Can we
So
just,
can you correct
just make the motions today based on?
No, we have to work with
So we are exposed for the anything over 250,000.
What you saying to separate on the safe course and open a different?
Well, yeah, if we want to keep the money safe, this FDIC insurance only covers 250,000. So we're exposed already by those amounts at First Hawaiian, which is like over $1 million. So if something happens in the world and we go there to get our money, they
said come in line.
Yeah, they said get in line.
No, banks go on. It happens.
Yeah.
Several banks went in the last in 2008.
Yeah. So then you just have to wait until they sort it out, and maybe you might never get your money.
Okay.
So it looks like this kind of issue we need to make a recommendation at least by the next meeting.
Okay.
And that's to get all the.
Are you gonna check?
I'm going to check on the different 50 to 50 and all that.
Yeah.
So we'll spread it out. Okay.
Right. Take a look at all the banking institutions so that we can put in our file and then justify our decision.
Okay. That sounds good.
And then what we can do is, if we're going to spread it out, if we decide to spread it out, we can go to, say for example, see what first, like Bank of Hawaii, right? We can go to them and say, Coast 360 is offering us 1.3%. You're only offering 0.2.
I tried that already.
You tried it already. So they're stuck. They're
I think they're firm on that. Okay.
They cannot divert on the whatever is on the
Set up already.
But just make sure you get all the documents, in one file and why we arrived at, why we decided to go with this banking institution.
What about the, like Asia Pacific Investors, or does Merrill Lynch still exist, or does Bank of America?
I don't know.
Yeah. That's a different. No, those are not banks. They're
we're gambling on that.
We're gambling. We go there.
If we go there, we're gambling. Right now, the stock market is going down. Always going haywire and all the go thing.
We have to go one step back to D because we overlooked it. Yes, we forgot about D. Let's go step back.
And Madam Chair, there's one on Madam Secretary concerning the landowners account. I came up with I was discussing it with the manager, branch manager, and he gave me a copy to, are we going to continue move forward to continue the checking and all that thing? I got the...
Land Owners Recovery Fund checking account?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is saying that once we open
As a checking account?
If we, with the same version as 2 or 3 signature or 2 signature and all those things.
Yeah.
Once you write a check, it goes into the bank, they debit the account to cover the check and all those things. And again, if we're wanted transfer, we could always call him up and say this and that. So no need about us going down there, 3 of us, 2 of us, every time that you need to. They prepared this for us already. The signature card.
Okay.
And if the commission likes favor this and all the things, because
where is that? Okay, so this 1,000 went into the LRF, right?
yeah.
The deposit that was made for Angoku?
Oh, no.
It should be the land bank.
That goes to the savings.
Oh, I'm
Got
sorry.
the land bank.
Okay, yeah,
Goes to the land bank.
to the land bank.
So our land recovery is depleting. How can we? Is nothing we can do?
That's one thing I need to make an appointment with Senator Pangalina. Right? Hopefully that they've been waiting for me to call up, and that's one of the things that I want to discuss with them, because I was reading the public law that created the land recovery fund.
But nobody's, although I know that we were informed about that, that we could borrow and then pay it back, but nobody, at that time that was offered to us, nobody was ready.
No, but the thing is, on the public law is showing that there's an appropriation of 400,000. And what I gather from GIDA is that when the money was transferred to them, they only received about 200,000.
Okay.
That's the question that I'm going to ask, 200,000. Then when GIDA transferred to the Ancestral Land Commission, it came down to about 170,000 or 75,000, or around 170,000. And trying to communicate with Senator Pakinina whether the full 400,000 was given to GIDA or where the other 2,000 went to. And if not, and it's still there, I'm going to ask him whether, to himself and all that thing, whether he could...
Well, that's a very important meeting, so when are you going to go see him?
Every move that I have to make, I have to say I'm going there and this thing and
I know what. You need help, have Joanna or your schedule, what you need to do.
I did make a schedule that I canceled it because of concerning the and this is included and concerning the budget, but we were forced to. We're not forced, but we're being pushed to finalize the budget and some media and all those things. So I know that I talked to NAPU and he said that they're still waiting for me to make the appointment with them, and hopefully that after everything, after the opening and the signing, I think now with the liberation and all the things coming up, the Labor Day again and tie down again and all the things, I'm trying to find a time after liberation and make an appointment with them, because I want to talk to him too about the budget, biennial budget, the 2012-2013 budget. I want to talk to him. So I'm going to include that on the if I see him. Hopefully that you reactivate whatever needs to be reactivated, or do another appropriation for that.
Well, we want to find out what happened to the money. Maybe there's still some money that they can give us.
Even now, I want to find out why 170 that we only have 18,000 when it came. I'm trying to find out where's the
transfer. The 170 was transferred how many years ago?
2000.
In the year 2000.
That's what we have a record. Don't we have a record there, Joey? Don't we have a record?
I'm sorry,
that's one thing I asked Joey and we already instructed in our secretary with Joey that for now we need a ledger, whatever expenditure that we're doing, whatever disbursement that we're doing, we need a ledger plus, the disbursement plus whatever is coming in.
I thought that we have that in order.
You have a report. No record. Shows what's been spent.
No ledger. And I think Joey said that that's one of the recommendations that the auditor is saying, to transfer the funds to the general account. So Right now, we're gonna, for sure, we're gonna do it.
I'm being scolded right now.
Yeah, because you're the secretary.
I might not need to follow up with you what's happening.
I'm not scolding her.
Yes, you are.
She almost fell down.
I stopped in your hand like that.
No, but for sure, we're doing it.
I'll help you take a look. I need to take a look at that.
That's one of my instructions a couple of months ago.
But I'll work with you on that. I want to find out what's really happening on that. I mean, that's, I know it's 107, but I know we used it. Now I don't know what.
Now we have, as you see on the,
Yeah, let's find out. Let's find out, okay.
as you see on the
Business?
it went down to 15,000 now. The 15,259.
But we should have a record on all the approvals.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's why I'm gonna,
every meeting, before we go to when we appropriate funds, they attach a copy of the meeting.
Now I'm gonna bring it up since you mentioned that. I'm gonna ask the board, what you guys doing for the past 2 years? With the upcoming snow letter?
The person handling it, when I did check.
Yeah, but that's one thing the board should always ask once in a while. Every quarter should ask the administrator. Every quarter ask us to let me see the books and all those things.
Remember we asked them?
Yeah, we
Was
always
it
ask
order?
them.
Oh, no, not there.
Yeah, so we've been kind of new. Yeah. Is there any
That's very important because
That is that's very important.
and I was telling Joey I don't want to get caught in between.
Excuse me. Even Tony was working with her on the books.
Yeah. Well, she's supposed to be updating it in Excel.
Because no matter what, there should be a ledger.
From there,
I don't know.
Take it.
But I know. I made an attempt to look at it. It says, we're almost.
What I gather is that when I first got on board, I sat down with Joy and I went down the line and asked certain questions and all those things. When I was looking for secretary, she came back and she was trying to show me she's doing that. But of all the questions that I asked, there's a lot of things that were being caused by secretary.
Okay.
Being not late in submission and all those things. Why the Department of Administration is not going to pay because of this and that. And I told her,
The duties and responsibilities weren't being performed.
That's one thing that in order for this agency or commission to stand up, you have to have a good. But she's the one that's handling everything. But if you don't have any foundation,
We've been asking.
so just for that I didn't take it back.
Okay, so.
So now we're correcting it, and Joanne is very efficient worker. Is very good, and hopefully that at times, in a couple of months before the next fiscal year, we're gonna have everything in order.
Okay.
All right. It's just a matter of putting the records in its proper order.
Yeah.
Fast, so that when we ask something and we make reference to the minutes, it's there.
It's there. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm trying to everything that goes to the board, everything that comes in, we're trying to identify for, and it's like the financial statement and all those things. I don't want it all over the. It's happening.
I know it's overwhelming for both you, Joey, and Joanna. Now, but it's important though that like the accounting books already purchases and all the minutes to attach and whatever we withdrew. So how long would it take to get those books straightened out, considering the limited resources? I know it's a lot.
There's several things that me and Joy are doing. And Joanne is helping out. Even the inventory of the land, the status of each property that we have in our inventory, identification as to where it's now, where it's at, and what's needed, and all those things. We're gonna all separate it in different categories.
Okay.
So we'll know.
Exactly.
You know what Omni property has already submitted their abstract or whatever. What property that hasn't been claimed, we're identifying that to find the rightful owner for that. Or here, so the state and other things, and hopefully with Zoe being one only and all those things. Hopefully that will. And I'm planning to put everything.
Relieve Joey of fire, relieve Joe from contacting so that he could do his research. Because what he does is he sits on the phone. Mr. Cruz, about his return, I need an abstract of title and his very certification. Oh, let me check. It's on fire already. This is pending. Can you please get this to me ASAP?
Okay, according to me.
Can you coordinate that and whenever you get a chance?
You know what, Dave? Since we're not paying any rent, why don't you put in for another employee?
I think that's one of the. Okay, what I did is I signed a contract. I signed a contract with KHRD, and we're asking 4 employees. However, these employees are not the real McCoy. They're considered people that are well educated, people that just came off from school that needs to go on training and all those things. This is for 1 year employment. So we're asking for 4. We're asking, I think, for administrative officer. We're asking for clerks and all those things. Okay. Hopefully that the AD's office. And I was going to ask Bob Bishop to be on the lookout with that for the contract that we have with HRD and to have it processed as soon as possible. It's going from HRD burn budget and down to the AD's office and back again and all those things.
Actually, it's a different section of the office that does the contracts, and I don't very much influence. Everybody wants to see a contract.
Who does it mostly?
So is there a contract already over there for you?
I don't know. We signed the contract 2 days ago. Not since Friday, I think we signed the contract, and it's being processed. The contract, because it needs the approval of the governor's office, it needs the approval of the budget and the AD's office. But between the 2 directors, Chesto and the HRD, we already signed the appropriate. It's going to go through the process. But if it goes up to the AD's office, sometimes you said it's going to be done in 1 day, 2 days. Sometimes it takes 2 weeks.
I'll make some questions. It's a contract between AHRD and this.
And Sexual Land Commission.
Could you do inference?
Because I communicate with Bureau Budget too. I asked Bureau Budget to try and process it as soon as possible, and if it goes back to the governor, I told friend Nancy and Ariola to.
Actually, right now, your office is real busy with the ARRA stuff. Cover that stuff. We're trying to get all those
money. How old is that?
Got to make all those money, spend all those money before September 30th.
How old is that? Was it going to lose it?
It's not my department.
Yeah, but you're better.
So that's what's happening on the employment. I'm still asking for the 4 hours senior citizen.
We have one.
We have one, and he's a hard-working man. And I'm asking for an additional 2 or 3. Again, hopefully that they're going to give me one. They ran out of applicants already, or position. So as soon as they have some opening, they'll cater to me.
She's raising her hand.
55 years and above, 4 hours a day.
9 more months. Okay, 9 months we'll see you.
We have a lot of things.
55 and over. On this AHRD, the 4 hours? 55 and over.
Those things I'm doing on that. I'm doing that and other things. So.
Because we inquired.
The employment and deployment.
It has to be that day and the next day. Because it's good.
Only bank statement, you got the bank statement and all those things?
Yeah.
The meeting dates, the governor's office is very funny on the calendar for the cabinets and all those things. Sometimes you have it this week, sometimes you don't have it for the next 2 months because of the back and forth that the governor is going and the chief of staff is going and all those things. But I told Nancy, person that's handling it, I told her already that this is the Wednesday, first month of the Wednesday. I told her don't bother me on first month of the Wednesday, first month.
No. It's not the first
second Wednesday.
First Monday, and then the
The last Wednesday.
The third Wednesday.
The last Wednesday of the month.
For you, but
First Monday and then
Oh, we
third.
changed it already? The first
No,
Monday?
that's what you...
That's what you recommended?
No,
Yeah, but we told you guys to go back until I confirm it
Yeah.
with the...
no, we have not changed anything.
So it's
You were supposed to
second
come back.
Monday and the last... second Wednesday.
No, the first...
First Wednesday.
They're
First
suggesting
Wednesday.
first Monday and last Wednesday of the month.
Okay, but we all know
But with your schedule, you never know when the need arises, you have to go.
So it's still
So
the
you cannot really,
first Wednesday.
Thinking.
First Wednesday and third Wednesday of the
Okay,
month.
so it's still that.
Yeah,
So we
still-
keep that?
Yeah,
Okay.
until because I told her first Wednesday don't bother me.
And third
First
Wednesday.
Wednesday, third Wednesday.
Yeah.
was that first Wednesday or? I know it's.
Joey,
last
our
week.
meeting date is first Wednesday and
Still, Joe? Second Wednesday and the last Wednesday of the month?
That's only
One,
1
no?
week apart.
It's up to you guys.
no.
No, the old one.
The old
The
one.
old
The
one.
old
Let's
one.
go back to our old schedule.
The old one.
Second and fourth.
Second and fourth, there you go. Not first.
Oh, okay.
Or second,
Second and
fourth. Okay.
Well, fourth is usually the last.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Second
it's the
and-
second and the
Okay,
last.
okay.
Right?
Which is
Yeah.
Second and
actually-
fourth.
Which is
Yeah,
the last
yeah,
Wednesday.
Actually, in the month of August, the last Wednesday, there's 5 Wednesdays in the month of August.
So we go the last. Still go second and right?
1, 2, 3,
Well, the
4,
10th.
5.
The
So
10th
3
is the second.
paydays in August?
The 10th is the second, and the 24th is the 4th. There's still one more Wednesday in August, which is the 31st. So,
So we'll still stick to
second
the
and
last.
fourth. You want second
Because
last?
it's only in August that you have a third Wednesday.
Not
4
sure.
Wednesdays, right?
There's
You said-
5 Wednesdays in August. I don't know
Five.
about the other months.
Wow, I didn't know that. No?
In June,
There's 5 Wednesdays in November. So better second and fourth.
and the last Wednesday for now? The second and the last.
The second and the last
That's the
Wednesday.
usual, yeah.
Commissioner Cruz.
Go back to our
Commissioner,
old.
yeah. We'll go back to the...
Second and the last ones. So in some months, there's going to be 3 weeks. 3 weeks in between them.
Okay, so I suggested for August, August 10 and August 24.
Yeah, and that's in, yeah,
But
down
the
here.
24th is not the last thing. Wednesday.
It's not the last, nice,
The last
six.
one.
So it's the
If we go second and last, in some months there will be 2 weeks in between in the meeting. I mean 3 weeks, right? 1, 2, 3. You got your calendar for August?
Yeah.
So we take if we go second and last, the last will change depending on which month has the 5 weeks.
Alright. So the 10th and the 31st for August. Let's go work this out now. For September, the 8th and the 8th and the 30th to the 29th.
7th and the September?
September the 7th, rather.
No, the 14th.
Could we bite you guys on the schedule?
Oh, the 14th, yeah.
14th.
September 14th and the 20th.
I have to get something done to the governor's office.
Okay, let's go, we'll just, can we do this schedule?
So,
Maybe
okay.
we could,
Right, so let's make a decision only for the August one.
okay, we'll just do August for now.
10 to
Is it the 10 and the 24th?
Yes.
Okay.
10 and the 24th or the 31st?
Up to you guys.
10 and
that's
the
fine.
31st.
Okay. Is that okay, you guys?
10 and 31st. Okay.
It's okay?
Okay.
10 and 31st. Okay. And we'll just rush this because our executive director has to meet a deadline.
I have to. They're waiting for me at 5.
The following week.
Yeah, September 5th.
Well, we can just, why don't just settle, like, it's in a hurry, set August, well, at least we have August. Come August, we'll make a decision on the
I'm gonna get back to my office too, so just let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
Just,
Thanks, Bill.
Adios, Mr. Bill.
okay.
Okay.
The
Go ahead, executive director.
G. The relocation, when we did the assessment on the relocation prior to deciding that we were going to do it, Joey came up with assessment from what moving company is that? All Star.
A specific,
That's about, how much is that?
Pacific?
Thousand,
about thousands.
$1,100, $1,200
Pacific
gonna.
Pacific Movers, I believe.
It's gonna. We need to pay about $1,200 for that.
Okay.
And I said let's do it ourselves. But the expenditure that I did plus the everything from the moving, the clearing, from the back, the inside, the paint, whatever is needed for the relocation is in the total of $1,168.65. The total amount. Minus the 600 that you guys already approved. I took $300 plus $300, $600 approved from assessor online to past 2 meetings. Okay, and that will leave the balance of as of now is $568.65 now.
Okay.
But I was trying to find a receipt for the Baragadam here, in which we gave them. $25 for gas to Bushcotton.
Maybe we could just get a receipt from the gas station.
Yeah, but that's in the balance of the money that needs to be paid off from the is $568.65. I'm gonna finalize all the receipt by next week because there's certain receipts that hasn't been signed by the person that
received the money. Okay.
I got the listing already, but
so guys,
I'll have them sign and I make it official.
Okay. Forthcoming?
About 5, not about 600.
Plus the 1,200.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is one plus the $25. It's the 600 that was given out by the Ancestral Commission. With the balance of 568, it's amount to 1168.65. That's the total amount that so far that I identified to be spent on the relocation. All those guys that help out the cleaning, the painting, the carpet, all these disinfectant things, and there's some electrical parts and all those things, and all those things. So we did save some.
We sure did, over $2,000.
Because the movement is 1,200, I think 1,200, some between 1,500 and 1,500. And if we're going to spend money to buy all these materials, we'll
have it renovated.
More than 2,000. So it's,
I like to applaud the director and the staff for doing a very, very good job in such a short period of time.
I really need to.
And
he really did a good job here. We put him up here on a daily basis, and he did most of this thing with the help of now on the movement. Those involved, Joanna's involved, even Joanna's boyfriend is involved in this.
And that was under your command, and all your followers, all your helpers did a great job.
Anything that's beyond their regular hours, they can get comp time.
Register it?
Yeah, just...
Can we register comp time?
Comp time, we're working on amount of shop between
Please register, because that's money.
Joanna. But the HRD, there's no such thing as comp time.
No.
But between us, no problem. That's up to.
Yeah, go ahead working it. But thank you, Joey. Thank you, Executive Director Joanna. Thank you. And where's Mr. Ostamopoulos?
No, this should be in Mark.
Yeah, well, that's just.
No, that guy here wanna.
Let's back up. Okay, ready? Ready. Thank you, Executive Director Joey and Joanna and Uncle Ben and all the others. Please extend that to them.
Labor Day, Labor Day 5K run. You guys are invited to participate on that with $7 interest free. And again, you don't have to go show up if you don't want to. But we need the money.
Pay $7?
The money is going to be utilized for the Labor Day. It's a government-wide 5K run. And these are going to afford all the things that for the Labor Day, government Labor Day. On that 5K run, if whichever represent the department comes in first, have the first to identify or to pick what area down there at Ipoh to put up with
Are we having a booth at
the Ancestral Land Commission.
Real fast.
The Ancestral Land Commission is involved with the governor's office. Both liberation, we participate on the, we're helping out on the floats, and on the Labor Day picnic, the Ancestral Land Commission is with the governor's office.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm the one, the chairperson for the logistic on the Labor Day governor's office.
So
and,
with governor's office?
Yeah, and I'm the one that we're helping out the float and all things. No matter of fact, the reason why I need
And
to
this
go
$7 will buy all the food?
the Ancestral Land Commission, as I said, I'm the one in charge of the logistics. Okay, I was gonna suggest that we would just buy a certain kind of again on the 5K run and there's a T-shirt sale night. The employees of each department has been asked to sell, or the governor's office has been asked to sell the employees to show at least 10 T-shirts because whoever received the more money on the sale, there's prizes to be giving out. There's a case of chicken, there's for the Labor Day night, they're going to give the agency certain prizes. And that's on the sale of shirts and the participation of the 5K run, I think.
Can we get Noku Castro to run for us?
Yeah.
So it all depends on us. If we put in our money, it goes to the governor's office.
Does it have to be an employee of the Guam Ancestral Land Commission, or we could hire a rep to run for us?
I don't know. I didn't ask that.
Okay, so do we still turn in the $7?
We have to because of the mere fact that they need the money.
We'll give it to the executive director.
The T-shirt is this T-shirt is $10 each. They have this time with Labor Day picnic.
So anyone could you could sell it to
Labor Day
anybody.
picnic 2011. Anybody could buy.
How much?
$10 for the T-shirt for small, large, and medium. Small, medium, and large.
Medium and large.
Extra 2X. You add $2.50. 2X and 3X.
To every additional X is $2.
The X,
¿Cuánto trabajo?
Tagalogin na dos?
¿Qué hora sí?
5 o'clock in the morning.
5 o'clock? We'll wear our shorts.
What time is it?
No, I'm going to wear my camouflage. Okay?
Malago, February.
No, the flow.
You have to fill out the registration.
My food.
You guys got registration?
Yeah.
You don't have to run.
Think about it.
No, you fill it out with your $7 and you don't have to run. So
Come on, guys. Fill out each and pay the $7. Malapala.
I didn't bring it.
There's a group discount also. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah.
25 for 4.
Hey, family of 4. Us 2, us 4. Family of 4, right? Can we do family of 4?
Yeah, as long as you put it down on the.
And we put all our names?
Well, I can bring my because my son really is into this.
Okay.
And,
He could represent us?
no, me, my wife, my son.
Okay. Okay then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
What's that, the price of the T-shirts? I want to make sure the large and. This is the form, right? If you're gonna show.
July 23rd, you want to run?
Estige, that's all I got it. If you're here on the.
So when are you going to give us the T-shirt?
You have to. We're gonna get it by August before the Labor Day. Maybe August 27 is the deadline. August 27. The children's shirt is $6. Adult, small, up to extra large, $10. 2XL and 3XL, additional $2.50. If you guys want to sell T-shirt, this is the form that needs to be filled out and a request for the T-shirt. we have maybe another 3-4 weeks to turn this in.
I said July 29.
Yeah, August.
Yeah, let me hold off on this one.
What's the date for Labor Day this year?
The Pegavini is July 22nd.
So you have to
No
turn
later
this in
than July
today?
22nd.
They extended it to the 29th, the last email we got.
July 29th. This is, we have to turn it in by July 29th.
So what are we going to bring for the
So I can
Labor
clear this
Day?
one and I'll check.
Yeah.
What are we going to bring for the Labor Day?
Well, since we're doing I'm doing the logistic, I don't think they're going to enforce it on us.
All right.
Wow.
About the,
I like that. I like to go.
just in case that they do come up with certain items, I'll let you guys know.
Okay.
The barbecue pit has already been provided by Annie Ogun's husband from Umara. The big barbecue, the
Grill.
like
Just don't ask me the barbecue.
Okay, let's first go back to the Liberation Float. Because the
Liberation Float, as I said, we're doing it. They are putting up the decoration now.
At the governor's office.
At the governor's office, and there's one in the back for the governor's office, and the one in front is for the Queen. And that's the reason why I have to bring down the thing for the Queen float.
Oh well, if you want to go to the governor, go in the back.
Yeah.
The governor's on the back.
Yeah, behind we already finished the most of the decoration last night. Today they're just going to put out all the letterings and all those the Guam shoe and the governor's shoe on the float and on the stage. We put up the mask, we put up the
Does the governor's office have a spot down at do they have a spot down at Paseo?
They usually have during the campaign, but I don't think
we're going to be on the float. Very glad that's float.
Yeah. So one of our Betty Ignacious' wife is going to be on the governor's float.
She's going to be there.
She's going to ride on that. With another Bragada lady. I think it's Chuba Atero. Sylvia? Yeah, Roberto Atero.
Oh, okay.
I think 2 of them are going to ride, plus 6 other senior citizens, plus the kids.
So the governor is going to have a float this time?
Yes, his own float, yeah.
Yeah, we have the float.
Yeah, but there's...
The governor,
it's
we
going
have
to
the
be the
float.
first time a governor has a float?
Yeah.
Well.
First time.
So it was the first time?
Anyways, we're going to be in Barricade float. Yeah. And we're number 93.
So who's going to be making
the governor's float will be number 1. It will be in the front with the governor riding one of the vehicles. I don't know, because she has to be down at the viewing stand by 10 in the morning.
Right, yeah, that's right.
So the float is going to move out at 9:15 after the ceremony with the, remember the lady, the tree fall on top of her?
Yeah.
The governor do a small ceremony, putting wreath and all those things. Right after that, they're going to push it down. Okay. So he has to be down at the reviewing stand by 10. And I have to bring down that small generator for the...
Gee, you're a busy man.
Yeah. What number is the governor's float? Number 1?
Number 1.
What else number do you think?
Hey, the Queen is number 1.
So that's it, like, that's it. And
10 and the 24th? 10 and the 31st.
10 and 31st. 10 and 31st.
And then for September we'll decide.
Yeah, on their meeting. So, okay. Our next regular monthly public meeting for August 2011 will be Wednesday, August 10, 2011 at 2 p.m. And the second one will be Wednesday, August 31st at 2 p.m. So, are there any other... Are we done for today? Okay, so this meeting is adjourned.
Okay, thank you for all.
5:15.